The idea that we don't have elimination of assault-type weapons, magazines that can hold multiple bullets in them, it is no violation of the Second Amendment. It is it's just a bow to the special interest of the gun manufacturers and the NRA. And we're talking about loosening access to have guns, be able to take them into places of worship, store them in school. I mean, it's just absolutely irrational. It's totally irrational. And it's all about special interest. And it has to stop. It has to stop. The idea that we don't have elimination of assault-type weapons, magazines that can hold multiple bullets in them, is absolutely mindless. It is no violation of the Second Amendment. It is it's just a bow to the special interest of the gun manufacturers and the NRA. It's got to stop. I'm the guy that got the Brady bill passed, the background checks, number one. Number two, we increased that background check during the Obama-Biden administration. I'm also the only guy that got assault weapons banned, and the number of clips in a gun banned. And so, folks, look, and I would buy back those weapons. We already started talking about that. And so I went to make a point. I'd show up. My dad used to always say, Joey, half a win is showing up. So I'd go to the gun shows. I'd go into the communities. I'd walk along the estuaries in Delaware where the streams that, you know, if you know anything about my state, the Delmarva Peninsula, look it up on a map. It's a very low-lying area in the southern part. And people would be fishing. They said, damn, Joe, what are you taking my gun for? I'd be walking hip boots, well, not hip boots, but boots, walking along. And I'd show them a picture of an assault. I said, you need one of these to duck hunt, man? What do you think, huh? They go, oh, no, I don't. I said, well, let me tell you something. I'm not taking your shotgun. I have 4-5. I have 2 shotguns, a 20 gauge and a 12 gauge. My son who died had 3 shotguns. We were skeet shooters. He used to duck hunt with my son, but I'm not a hunter. And so what happened was that I'd say, yeah, I'm not taking your gun, but I tell you what, the fact of the matter is, I said, you need 100 rounds to go deer hunting, man?
Kate Ernest has the next question. She asks, do you believe that banning certain weapons and high-capacity magazines will mean that law-abiding citizens will then become more of a target to criminals, as we will have no way to sufficiently protect ourselves?
Is this Parents Magazine?
It is.
I have Parents Magazine in my home. I've never heard anybody in Parents Magazine ask these kinds of questions, but I'm delighted to answer them. First of all, the idea that... Repeat the last part of the question, please.
So she's asking if a ban goes into effect on certain kinds of weapons and high-capacity magazines.
And what's her name?
Kate.
Kate, if you want to protect yourself, get a double-barrel shotgun, have the shells of 12-gauge shotgun, and I promise you, as I told my wife, we live in an area that's wooded and somewhat secluded. I said, Jill, if there's ever a problem, just walk out on the balcony here, or walk out, put that double-barrel shotgun, and fire 2 blasts outside the house. I promise you, who's ever coming in is not going to... You don't need an AR-15. It's harder to aim, it's harder to use, and in fact, you don't need 30 rounds to protect yourself. Buy a shotgun. Buy a shotgun.